A lot of Nigerians want to work in Japan, but many people still don't understand how the Japan work visa process actually works. In this video, I'll break everything down step by step, including the requirements, how to apply, the types of jobs available, and important mistakes you should avoid. Let's start from the beginning and really understand what a Japan work visa actually is. A Japan work visa is an official visa that allows foreigners to legally enter Japan and work there for a specific employer and approved type of job. Now let's simplify that. It basically means Japan is giving you legal permission to live and work in the country because a company or organization in Japan is willing to employ you. This is very important because many people misunderstand how work visas operate. Japan does not allow people to enter on a tourist visa then secretly start working illegally. You need proper immigration approval before you can legally work there. Now, unlike some countries where one visa covers every type of work, Japan has different categories of work visas depending on the type of job, your qualifications, your skill level, and your employer. For example, IT professionals may have a different visa category from factory workers. Teachers may fall under a different category from caregivers. So your visa is usually connected to the kind of work you will be doing in Japan. Another important thing people should understand is this. A Japan work visa is usually tied to your employer, your job role, and your immigration status. That means the visa is not just random permission to stay in Japan permanently. It is connected to employment. Now let's talk about why Japan even gives work visas to foreigners in the first place. Japan has been facing some major challenges over the years, including an aging population, low birth rates, and labor shortages in several industries. This means there are not always enough local workers available for certain jobs. So gradually, Japan has started opening more opportunities for foreign workers in sectors where labor is needed. That's one reason more Africans, including Nigerians, are now paying attention to Japan. But let me say something important here. Japan is still known for having structured immigration systems, strict rules, and organized processes. So this is not a free relocation situation. You still need proper documentation, eligibility, sponsorship in many cases, and immigration approval. Another thing many people don't realize is that a work visa is different from permanent residency. Getting a Japan work visa does not automatically make you a permanent resident or citizen. It simply gives you legal permission to live in Japan, temporarily work under approved conditions, and renew your stay if eligible. Now honestly, one reason many Nigerians are becoming interested in Japan is because people are looking beyond the usual destinations like Canada, UK, USA, and they are exploring countries where there may be labor demand, international work opportunities exist, and competition may be different. But before getting excited, it's important to approach the process realistically, because relocation videos online sometimes make everything sound easy. The truth is, Japan has opportunities, but it also has expectations and requirements. So throughout this video, I want us to focus on accurate information, realistic expectations, and practical understanding. Because relocation decisions affect your future, your finances, and your career. Now let's talk about why Japan is suddenly getting so much attention from Africans and Nigerians looking for international opportunities. Because honestly, for many years, Japan was not one of the first countries most Nigerians thought about when discussing relocation. People usually focused more on Canada, UK, USA, Australia. But recently, more people have started paying attention to Japan. Why? Because the country is gradually becoming more open to foreign workers in sectors where labor is needed. One major reason is Japan's population situation. Japan has one of the oldest populations in the world. This means many older people are retiring, birth rates are low, and fewer young workers are available locally. As a result, some industries are struggling to find enough workers. And this is creating opportunities for foreigners in certain sectors. Another reason people are interested in Japan is because of the country itself. Japan is globally known for safety, clean cities, advanced technology, organized systems, reliable transportation, and strong work culture. For many people, working in Japan represents international exposure and career experience. Now let's be honest. Japan is very different culturally from Nigeria and many African countries. The lifestyle, work culture, communication style, and daily routines can feel very different. But for some people, that difference is part of the attraction. Some workers want new experiences, better work environments, exposure to another culture, and international opportunities. Another thing driving interest is social media. More people now see foreign workers sharing life in Japan, factory jobs, caregiver opportunities, student life, work experiences abroad. And naturally, curiosity grows. But let me also say this honestly. Not every experience online reflects reality fully. Some people only show the exciting parts, nice videos, beautiful locations, without talking about hard work, cultural adjustment, language barriers, loneliness, or work pressure. So while Japan can offer opportunities, people should still approach relocation realistically. Another major reason people are becoming interested is because some sectors in Japan are actively recruiting foreign workers, especially in areas like caregiving, agriculture, food processing, construction, manufacturing, hospitality. This creates pathways for workers with practical skills and experience. Now, compared to some Western countries, Japan may sometimes feel less talked about in African relocation spaces. That's why many people are now researching, can Nigerians actually work in Japan? And the answer is yes. Nigerians can legally work in Japan if they meet the immigration and employment requirements. But again, this is not about hype. It's about proper research, preparation, and understanding how the system works. Now let's talk about the types of jobs foreigners actually do in Japan. Because one of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming any kind of job is available for anybody. That's not how it works. The kind of job you can get often depends on your qualifications, experience, skills, language ability, and visa category. Now, one of the most common sectors foreigners work in is factory and manufacturing work. These jobs may involve packaging, machine operations, production lines, food manufacturing, industrial processing. Japan has a strong manufacturing industry, so workers are needed in certain areas. Another major area is caregiving and elderly care. Because Japan has an aging population, there is growing demand for workers who can assist elderly people. This sector may involve helping with daily activities, care support, nursing assistance. And honestly, this is one sector receiving a lot of international attention. There are also opportunities in right pointing, backhand index, construction, and technical trades. This includes work related to building projects, maintenance, skilled labor, infrastructure work. Japan continues developing infrastructure, which creates labor demand in some areas. Another common area is right pointing, backhand index, hospitality, and food services. Some foreigners work in hotels, restaurants, tourism-related businesses, especially in cities and tourist areas. Now let's talk about professional jobs. Foreigners with qualifications may also work in areas like IT and software engineering, international business education, English teaching. For these types of jobs, degrees, certifications, and experience may matter much more. One of the most popular professional pathways for foreigners is teaching English. Many foreigners work in schools, language centers, international programs. However, requirements can vary depending on the employer and role. Now let's discuss something important. Language. Some jobs require little or no Japanese language skills initially, but many jobs become easier to access if you understand Japanese. Knowing Japanese can help with communication, daily life, better opportunities, career growth. So language can become a major advantage. Another important thing to understand is this. The type of visa you receive is usually linked to the type of job you're doing. That means your employer, your occupation, and immigration category all matter together. And honestly, this is why preparation is important. Instead of only focusing on, how do I relocate? People should also focus on, what valuable skills do I have? Because countries usually prioritize workers who can fill real labor needs. At the end of the day, Japan is looking for workers who can Contribute work, legally follow the system and meet labor demands properly. So the better prepared and employable you are, the better your opportunities may become. Now let's get into the most important part of this video. White right pointing backhand index, how to actually apply for a Japan work visa as a Nigerian. And honestly, this is where many people become confused because the process can sound complicated at first. But don't worry. I'm going to break everything down step by step in a very simple way. Step 1. Find a job in Japan. This is usually the starting point for most people. Before you can apply for a standard Japan work visa, you generally need white right pointing backhand index, a job offer from a company in Japan. This company becomes your sponsor. Now let's simplify what sponsorship means. It simply means white right pointing backhand index. The company is officially telling Japanese immigration, we want to hire this person. This is important because Japan's work visa system is largely employer-based. So in most cases, you cannot just apply randomly without employment arrangements. Now many people ask, white right pointing backhand index, where can I find jobs? Some common ways include official company websites, international job platforms, recruitment agencies, networking, skilled worker programs. But please be careful. A lot of fake agents online promise guaranteed jobs, instant visas, no experience needed offers. Always verify opportunities carefully. Step 2. The employer applies for your Certificate of Eligibility, CO. Once a company agrees to hire you, the next major step is something called white right pointing backhand index, a Certificate of Eligibility, COE. This is one of the most important documents in the entire process. Now let's simplify what this document does. The COE basically helps Japanese immigration confirm your job is legitimate, your employer is legitimate, and you qualify for the visa category being requested. Your employer in Japan usually handles this part. They submit documents about the company or job role, your qualifications, your contract details. And immigration authorities review everything carefully. Now honestly, this stage can take time, because immigration officials are checking whether the job offer is genuine, whether the company can legally hire foreign workers, and whether your application matches immigration rules. So patience is very important. Step 3. Your CO gets approved. If immigration approves the application, the Certificate of Eligibility is issued. Your employer then sends it to you in Nigeria. And this is usually a very important moment in the process because white right pointing backhand index, it shows that Japanese immigration has already reviewed and accepted your eligibility at an initial level. Step 4. Apply for your visa in Nigeria. Now it becomes your turn officially. You apply for the actual visa through white right pointing backhand index, the Japanese embassy or consulate. You'll usually need documents like international passport, visa application form, passport, photograph, Certificate of Eligibility, supporting documents requested by the embassy. Now let me say something important here. Even though you already have a COE, the embassy can still review your application carefully. So people should still be truthful, submit complete documents and follow instructions properly. Step 5. Wait for visa processing. After submission, your application goes through processing. Now this stage can feel stressful because many people become anxious waiting for decisions. But honestly, white right pointing backhand index, patience is part of every immigration process. If approved, your visa gets issued and you can prepare to travel to Japan legally for work. Step 6. Arrive in Japan. Once you arrive in Japan, your work visa allows you to live legally, work under approved conditions and begin your employment. But remember, white right pointing backhand index, your visa is usually connected to your approved work category and employer. So it's important to follow immigration rules carefully, maintain legal employment and avoid violating visa conditions. Now before anybody rushes to apply, there are some very important things people need to understand about Japan work visas. Because many relocation videos online make everything sound too easy. So let's talk realistically. Employer sponsorship is very important. One of the biggest things people misunderstand is this. Japan work visas are usually employer-sponsored. That means a company in Japan must normally be involved in your application process. This is not like some systems where people move first and search for jobs later. Your skills and qualifications matter. The type of work you want to do matters a lot. For example, professional jobs may require degrees or certifications. Technical roles may require experience. Skilled sectors may need proof of ability. So preparation matters. Language can become a big advantage. Now let's talk honestly about language. Not every job requires perfect Japanese. But knowing Japanese can significantly improve job opportunities, communication, career growth, daily life in Japan. And honestly, adjusting becomes easier when you understand the language. Japan has a different work culture. This is something many people don't think about enough. Japan is known for discipline, structure, professionalism, respect for rules and time. So workers need to be mentally prepared for cultural differences. Cost of living matters. Before relocating anywhere, always think beyond just getting the visa. Consider accommodation, transportation, food bills, daily expenses. Because relocation is not just about entering another country. It's about building a sustainable life there. Be careful of scams. Unfortunately, scams are everywhere in the relocation space. If someone promises 100% guaranteed visa, no documents needed, instant approval, pay first before interview. Please be careful. Always verify opportunities, properly use official information, and avoid emotional decisions. Now let's answer another question many people ask. Can I stay in Japan long term? The answer depends on your visa category, your employment, immigration compliance, and Japanese immigration rules. Some Japan work visas can be renewed if you remain employed, your employer continues sponsorship, and you continue meeting immigration conditions. So yes, some workers may stay for many years legally through renewals. Now let's clarify something important. A work visa is not automatic permanent residency. Those are separate things. However, some foreigners who stay legally for years, maintain stable employment, follow immigration rules, may later become eligible for longer-term immigration options depending on their situation. Another important thing is this. Your long-term stability in Japan often depends heavily on your employability. Meaning, are your skills valuable? Are employers willing to keep hiring you? Can you continue maintaining legal work status? That's why building useful skills matters so much. Now let's talk about who Japan may actually be suitable for. Because honestly, not every country fits everybody. Japan may be worth considering for people who want international work experience, are open to learning a different culture, can adapt to structured environments, and are willing to work hard. It may especially suit people interested in technical work, skilled trades, manufacturing, hospitality, caregiving, IT, and technology. Because these are some of the sectors where foreign workers may find opportunities. Now let's be honest. Japan is culturally very different from Nigeria. So people considering Japan should prepare mentally for different communication styles, different work expectations, different lifestyles. And adaptation is very important. Another thing to understand is this. Relocation is not just about escaping problems. The people who usually succeed abroad are often those who prepare properly, stay informed, learn valuable skills, and adapt well. And honestly, this is why I always tell people, don't just chase countries. Build yourself. Because opportunities usually favor people who are skilled, employable, prepared, and informed. If you want more honest relocation and visa breakdowns explained in simple terms, subscribe to Social and Travels and turn on your notifications. Because on this channel, we focus on real opportunities, real updates, and practical information that actually helps people make informed decisions.